There are 6 bad habits that are absolutely destroying your brain, which you may be doing daily, that are affecting your brain health, your cognition, your behavior, your health, and therefore affecting your performance in all areas of your life. In this video, we're going to be discussing about these 6 bad habits that you must eliminate to take your performance to those next levels. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment for the algorithm, and let's get into it. So the first one is drinking alcohol. Now, I don't need to tell you how bad alcohol is, and we have a ton of research and lots more research which has come out recently about how bad alcohol is on the human brain and the human body. But I don't want to sit here and just tell you about how bad it is. I want to tell you how good it is when you remove it. When you take a break from alcohol, your performance levels go through the roof. It improves your sleep, it improves your focus, it reduces down your anxiety, it reduces down your stress. So therefore you can perform at even higher levels. Absolutely destroys your sleep, and therefore it destroys your mental performance in the days that follow. And all it takes is one drink. Now, I'm coming up to nearly 6 years alcohol free, and it has to be the number one thing that will take your performance and brain power to the next level. Is just one simple decision to go alcohol free. I recommend all my clients take a 30-day circuit breaker. And if that's something that's interesting to you, then you can check out my 30-day alcohol reset challenge, and there's a link in the description below. The second one is endless scrolling. Endless scrolling on your phone, endless scrolling on social media, endless scrolling on the news, just any form of on a device where you're just constantly consuming all this content. Now, don't get me wrong, I love technology, I love social media, but there's times when I get stuck and I could be there scrolling for long times, and it's taken me a long time to actually break the habit of endless scrolling. And one of the apps that I use is called 1sec. 1sec, it's like $12 or something, $15 for the year, and you can set a timer. What's really cool about the app is when you go to open up social media or the news or any form of app on your phone where you're going to do endless scrolling, is it counts down 5 seconds and then it gives you the prompt, are you sure you want to continue? The 1sec app has helped me significantly with reducing my scrolling. The third one is comparing yourself to others. There's a quote that's been flying around on social media for quite some time now, and it reads, "Comparison is the thief of joy." And it's so true. The habit of comparing yourself to others is as common as it is counterproductive. When we focus on other things that are outside of our control and comparing and looking at other people, and this is usually through social media, we start to compare and think, well, I don't have that. And when you don't have that, then that's when we start to beat ourselves up and we don't feel good about ourselves, and then it absolutely destroys our brain. The key thing here is just to focus on things that you can control, and I'll do another video on this about the dichotomy of control. The only person that you should be comparing yourself to is who you were yesterday. One of my favorite songs from years ago is Wear Sunscreen by Baz Luhrmann. He says, "Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. The race is long, but it's only with yourself." Next up is eating inflammatory foods. Now, before I go into this, there's nothing wrong with these particular foods, it's just how much we're getting them in the diet. I'm a registered nutritional therapist and I've worked with hundreds of clients, and one of the things that I do when their food diaries come in is assess the quality of the food and the nutrients that are going in and what's missing. Because for your body to not only survive but thrive, and your brain power, you need certain nutrients from foods. So when I'm looking at my clients' food diaries, I analyze them and say, what's missing or what could be low that's affecting them perform at these higher levels. And a lot of the time there are too much inflammatory foods. Those are things like refined sugars, too much saturated fat, too much processed foods. Now, like I said before, there's nothing wrong with those foods. What I'm interested in as a registered nutritional therapist is if we were to take your diet and lay it out on a table for the last 7 or 10 days, then what does it look like? Is it filled with loads of color? Does it have quality sources of protein, quality sources of fats, and good sources of carbohydrates? Or is it like a beige banquet? But it's things like high saturated fats or like processed meats. What can happen is when there's too much inflammatory foods, this can cause chronic inflammation. It can affect brain power, affect our cognition, because we need the key nutrients for our brain to work. And one of those nutrients is omega-3 fats. Now, these are known as the good fats, basically. So making sure we're getting those fats in. This is going to come from things like salmon and fish and avocado, nuts, seeds, olive oil. As long as we're getting those foods in as well, this can support our brain power. The other thing is B vitamins. B vitamins are absolutely essential for brain power. And a common problem that I see when I look at clients' food diary is they could be quite low in the B vitamins. Now, for B vitamins, all you have to do is remember green leafy veg. Green leafy veg. So things like broccoli, kale, spinach, asparagus, these are absolutely packed full of B vitamins. So as long as you're getting plenty of these greens in, you should be absolutely fine, and these can support your brain power. The fifth one is inadequate sleep. 71% of UK adults are not getting the recommended 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. This was studies that were done recently. In fact, most adults are getting 6 hours and 24 minutes. This is a major concern. Neglecting adequate sleep has a direct effect on your brain power. We know from studies that someone who is not sleeping well, they don't get the restorative cognition, everything else in their mind, and therefore they don't perform the next day and the days that follow. So it's ensuring that you do get quality sleep. And one of the things that you can do is wear a Whoop. So this is something that I do. I've been wearing a Whoop now for about 12 months. And this has really helped with my sleep. I've used other watches in the past. In fact, I've got a watch on this arm. I've got the Sunto. I've used Fitbit and I've used Garmin. And out of all of those ones, I found that the Whoop is the best for monitoring your sleep. A tip that you can do tonight is stop taking your phone into the bedroom. Now, in my opinion, a bedroom is for 3 things: going to sleep, cuddles, and having sex. That's it. It's not designed for us to be lying there scrolling on our phone. Now, this is something that I've been doing for about 6 years now. I've not been taking my phone into the bedroom, and it's an absolute game changer for sleep. My old habit would have been to get into bed and sit there and scroll and remember to add things to my to-do list with work, finish any emails. When I think about it now, actually, I used to sit there at 10 o'clock at night writing emails in bed. Not a good idea. So one of the things that you can do is just leave your phone out of your bedroom, charge it in a different room, and then when you get into bed, there's no distractions. Do something else, like read a book or journal or something else instead of scrolling on your phone. It is an absolute game changer from your sleep. And the 6th bad habit is not enough daylight exposure. I've worked with hundreds of people over the last 3 years, my clients, and a common thing that I see is that we're not getting outside enough. We humans are designed to be outside. We're not designed to be sat inside and under these fake lights. I've got a fake light on me right here. I've got another one there as well. We're not designed to be sat under these lights. And the reason being is it's to do with your circadian rhythm. So your circadian rhythm is basically your internal body clock. And when the natural light hits you, this activates hormones, it keeps your body temperature in line and lots of other different things. But when we don't get natural light, this can affect our circadian rhythm, and this can lead to things like mood swings, tiredness, irritability, and affecting our brain health. So one of the things that you can do which can support your brain health is getting out first thing. Now, whatever that looks like for you. I remember years ago when I worked at different companies, and what would happen was I would wake up, have my breakfast, do my normal morning routine, and then walk 5 meters to my car, get in the car, drive to the office, park my car right next to the office, get out of my car, walk another 5 meters into the office, do a whole day's work, not go outside at lunchtime, and then walk 5 meters to the car, drive home, park up, another 5 meters into the house, and I've not been outside. All you need to do is get outside for 15-20 minutes and get that natural light on you. This can do absolute wonders for your brain power and help take your performance to the next level. So there we have it. That's 6 bad habits which are absolutely destroying your brain. Which one can you get started on now? Just pick one and focus on that and then do it for the next 30 days and see how that affects your brain health, your mental cognition, and your performance. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.